Good morning. We still got another minute. And I got my puppy with me today. Maybe. We'll see.
This whole idea was not very well thought out. Mishka, Mishka, come. I do have treats though. Mishka, come. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, Mishka, sit. Good girl. But yeah, I thought today we could do, puppy yoga, kitty yoga. If you have one, then, go grab your quadrupedal friend. They might stay with you the whole time, they might not, and that's okay. But okay, we'll get started. So yeah, again, this is not well thought out. This morning I'm like, we should do this. This is gonna be amazing. And maybe she'll just fall right asleep. So we'll see how this goes, but there are some actual medical advantages to practicing yoga with your dog or your cat or your goat or whatever you have. If you just do a Google search for benefits of petting your animal, it can lower blood pressure and actually reduce anxiety, lower cortisol levels, increase oxytocin. So why not add it to a few stretches, is what I was thinking. I'm not sure if the biting lowers cortisol, Mishka. So starting out just in a cross-legged position, I guess for supplies, grab your puppy. I have some extra ones if your puppy's a legitimate puppy. I've got some, a towel, like a pee pad, and I've got some paper towel and some treats nearby and a chew toy. So first, just doing a little bit of petting if that's what your puppy wants. Mine does not. She wants to chew. And now she wants to leave. So if you have a puppy, you can keep petting her. Come on. Lie down. And if you have no puppy, just sitting up, palms facing up on the knees, closing the eyes for a centering. Mishka, sit. Good girl. And then slow, deep breathing through the nose. So the focus of today's class is reducing stress, with or without your puppy. And so while we're centering in our cross-legged position, just taking notice of your calmness levels today. So are you already feeling super calm? Or do you feel like you could use a little more grounding? No judgment, just checking in. And if your puppy deserts you, that's totally okay. And then slowly open the eyes and we'll head into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. I've got a bunch of layers on, I'm cold this morning. And then just leaning forward. And if you've got your puppy with you, little pets for puppy. And if not, just closing the eyes. And again, slow, deep breathing. My puppy is currently exploring the room off camera. So we're here in this stretch for just a little bit. And this practice too, I'll just do the same few stretches that I did when my babies were little. So this can be done with babies too. I'd often do like tummy time, doing my stretches. And then once baby was crawling, that became more interesting. But starting them out young, puppies or babies. Come on, Mishka. And then slowly come on out, and you can step the feet apart for a straddle stretch. Mishka, Mishka, come. Oh, exploring versus treat. That's a tough decision. Mishka, sit. Good girl, Mishka, lie down. Lie down. Good girl. And just keep giving your puppy whatever attention he or she wants. And this is what you chew. And with our stretching that's designed to reduce stress and anxiety, playing the edge a little bit less than usual. So do feel a stretch, but a little bit less than normal. And just slow, deep breathing throughout. And then slowly, slowly come on out. And just for a nice counter stretch, reverse plank. So fingers pointing towards the feet, leaning back, and then lifting through the heart. Just for a few moments. And come on up. And then heading into a bit of a hip opener, so fire log. You can start in a cross-legged position, and we take the right leg, placing it on top of the left, so right ankle on left knee, and then from here placing block if needed, or a cushion or a blanket or something between the ankles and knees. And once you've found that place, it's a little bit less stretchy than normal, as we're going for a bit of a stress reduction class today. So really trying to reduce cortisol levels and increase oxytocin levels, that happiness hormone. And we just do that by deliberately and intentionally focusing on relaxing and just letting all of our stuff go. So very mild, gentle stretch. And then slow, deep breathing through the nose too. So it doesn't have to be continuous, slow, deep breathing through the nose, but again, it's deliberate. So if I were to sit here and deep breathe just consistently, slow, deep breaths through the nose, I might actually get too much oxygen if there's, for the purposes of this exercise. So what I'm trying to do here is just tune into my body. What does my body want right now? And I do notice that every once in a while, taking a deep inhale through the nose, and then on the exhale, letting it go, whatever I'm holding on to. And it also allows the muscles to relax a little more. Maybe I want to do 2 or 3 deep breaths in a row. Or maybe I do 1 deep breath and then relax the breathing for a few deep breaths. And then we'll slowly, slowly come on out, extending both legs. And once again, that nice counter stretch of a reverse plank, fingers pointing towards you and lifting up through the heart, maybe feeling a little wrist stretch. And release. And other side, so left leg on top, heading into fire log, and taking the same care and attention as before. Double check the knees feel 100% okay and the stretch is nice and gentle. nice and slow. Come on all the way out. And then heading into a spinal twist. So Marichiasana C. I'm going to do left side first because of the way I'm facing. So we'll keep the right leg straight, bending the left leg in, lifting up through the heart, and either hugging the knee with the right arm, turning to the left, or cross the arm right over, lifting up tall. So for this one, we're trying to access the adrenal glands, and they just sit up top of the kidneys, and we get to do a little massage of the adrenal glands. So that's the adrenaline and the cortisol, and usually with most of us, there's just sort of a steady drip of it. And Mishka thinks we should be there for 3 minutes. She thinks, maybe let's not chew that, though. Let's chew your chew toy. There you go. On every inhale, lifting up just a little bit taller. And on every exhale, opening up through the heart. So feeling nice and tall. There's a tendency to lean back a little bit, which I am, I can tell. Doing our best to keep the body perpendicular to the floor. And then slowly release and switching sides. Not used to sharing my mat. So bend through the right and turning to the left with the same arm as the first side. And again, lifting up nice and tall and opening up through the heart. And slowly, slowly come on out. And then heading into a bit of a arm stretch or shoulder stretch here. So I used to hate this one and now I really like it. So what we do is raise the right arm up, sending it back. Left hand guides the right elbow back, eventually behind the head. So when we do shoulder stretching, it also accesses all those intercostal muscles between each rib and kind of all through the side body a little bit. And then what that does is it allows us to breathe a little bit easier. So we have a little bit more mobility in the shoulders and the chest. And that can reduce anxiety and stress as well. Just giving your lungs more capacity and more room to inhale and exhale. And slowly, slowly release. Taking a second. And then other side. So left arm goes up, heading back. Right hand guides the elbow. So eventually that elbow will go behind the head. And then eventually lifting up through the chin. And then slowly, slowly release. And then we'll do the bottom Gomukhasana arms. So right arm behind the back and trying to get that hand between the shoulder blades. And at the same time, drawing the right shoulder back, back, back. So if it's just sort of behind the back, that is enough of a stretch usually for most of us. If you can sort of shimmy and scooch the hand to be upright, great. If not, just wherever you get stuck, hold, and then think of drawing the shoulder and elbow back and holding here. So opening up through both shoulders, and you should feel a nice stretch. Sort of in the front of the, I like to use my left hand to kind of keep the right hand where it's supposed to go. And again, I used to hate this stretch, but just in the last literally like 2 weeks, I like this now because it feels so nice afterwards. And slowly, slowly release. If you've got a puppy, feel free to give your puppy some pats between sides. Mine's vanished, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on the other side. So left arm behind. And then once you're all set up, drawing the elbow and shoulder back. My husband this morning was like, so you're gonna try to do puppy yoga when you've A, never had a puppy before, and B, the puppy's never been in this room before, and you're gonna do that live on camera. And I was like, yeah, it's like a great idea to me. Last couple deep breaths here. And slowly release. There she is. She came back to me. We'll head into shoelaces with the legs. So come on up to hands and knees. And then right crosses behind, or sorry, left crosses behind right. And sitting back on either a block or a blanket or onto your mat. I'm going to shift forward and try to get Mishka over here. Come on, Mishka. There's a good girl. This one's a big stretch. It would be nice if you were helpful in this stretch for me. She's like, nah. I'm gonna eat your arm instead. You can chew this one. This one. Mishka, sit. Good girl. Gentle, gentle. Good girl. Oh, goodness. And then we'll switch sides. Okay, Mishka, switch sides. So come on up, unraveling and untangling the legs. And then other side. So right behind the left gong show. And then sitting back. You're not helping me de-stress, or maybe you are. Okay. Chew on this one. On this one. And if you don't have a puppy with you helping you de-stress, then maybe just watching me fight with mine will be entertainment enough to de-stress. Maybe. No, this stays here. This is your bribe to stay here with me. Yeah, you can't take it away. No, you chew on this one. And then slowly, slowly come on out. And then from here, reaching the legs forward into a nice forward fold. Mishka, sit. Sit. Mishka, sit. Gentle, good girl. And then come on up. And then just heading into another spinal twist for those adrenal glands. So lifting up nice and tall on an inhale in a cross-legged seated position. Then left hand crosses over right knee, right hand behind you or on puppy, and opening up through the right shoulder. I'm going to turn to face her. You're supposed to be over here, Mishka. Over here. And then we'll turn to the other side. Other side. Here we go. Lifting up nice and tall. Right hand to left knee, opening up through the right or the left shoulder. Are we calm yet? I think this is helping. I think this is helping. Here you go. They said puppy yoga was a good thing on the internet. They did. They said that on the internet. Yeah. Whoopsie. Come on out. And just one last one. We'll head feet forward. Now I've got my mat all to myself, lifting up nice and tall on an inhale and exhale, reaching forward. Come on now. Where did you get that? Let's come on up to cross-legged seated. Palms facing up on the knees. Inhale, sitting up tall. And exhale, closing the eyes. And just taking a moment to check in. See how things are feeling. I know I feel less stressed for sure, but I'm not sure about more calm. I don't know about this puppy yoga. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. And slowly open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining Mishka and I in, I think, the most chaotic yoga we've ever done. Oh, goodness.